Thursday, April 13th. We're going to take a look at a few charts here, so let's go ahead and get started. I want to start with a chart that I put on TradingView the other day. It isn't important what currency it is. It's actually Dash, but it's the pattern that I wanted to focus on because that pattern is a daily chart for Dash, and it shows what a pump and dump or Eiffel Tower pattern looks like. And it's called an Eiffel Tower pattern because the Eiffel Tower would actually fit inside of this rapid upswing and then downslope. So whenever you have just a straight up trajectory in price, you will predictably have a fall, a dramatic fall. A dramatic rise leads to a dramatic fall. And they call it an Eiffel Tower because the Eiffel Tower is shaped like this. It would go up and then it would come down. So this is more of a PSA that if you ever see a pattern on a daily chart or even sometimes shorter term, but definitely a daily chart that looks like this, it is going to come down, and it's usually going to come down pretty hard. I think I may have mentioned this in a previous video, but I wanted to re-emphasize because you see a lot of this happening in crypto. So, just kind of a PSA. Look up Eiffel Tower pattern or Eiffel Tower chart for more information. That's just a pattern to really be aware of if you ever see it, to plan to get out and then plan to write it down. So that's enough on that. Posted a chart yesterday, about 24 hours ago, about Bitcoin. And this is a 30-minute chart with a pretty big time frame, but I did it because it was the best way to see all the data I wanted to show. So these red circles indicate how the cloud got pinched, and then it would pinch and then it would go up. It would pinch and then it would go up. It pinched and then it went up. Did that 4 times. I circled the 5th time because the amount that it went up wasn't quite as great. And I was theorizing maybe it might be out of steam. So I charted in that I think it's going to go down. So let's see what happened from yesterday. Yeah, it sure did. It dropped off a cliff, basically. Went down, went through the Fibonacci, but it's got a pretty good bounce. So it's bounced off that first Fibonacci pretty well. That's either kind of a dead cat bounce off of the Fibonacci and it's going to continue to come down, or it's just going to catch some bids and some money's going to step in, and this is just a short-term correction and a longer-term uptrend. That I don't know yet, but my bigger picture was that we would come down. I was guessing down to the 50%, which is about 1060. Then we'd get a good bounce up to a fib, and then from there it's anyone's guess. This may be the whole correction pattern right here, or it may just be a wave inside of a bigger correction. So just wanted to share that with you guys as far as Bitcoin goes. Then I also did some short targets. So this chart's actually a little out of date. I mean, I only made it 6 hours ago, but it's still a little bit out of date. But this basically gave you a stop loss, where to place your bid. I wouldn't short I hold Bitcoin. Like 99% of my stuff's long-term hold. But I do play around with a certain amount that I'll, kind of like my fun money, my charting money. So I'll open shorts occasionally, and what I'm looking to do is open a short below 1160. I want this trend to confirm. Once it confirms below 1160, I can open a short. First target, 1110-ish. Second target, 1055. Third target, 1000. So I don't recommend you follow my trades. Even I don't follow what I chart most of the time. Just FYI, I just want you guys to know most of the time I don't even do what I'm charting. I just chart it because I like to see it and see how it plays out, and I like to learn. But this is potentially, if I'm at the right place at the right time and I see 1160 hit, I may enter a short there. So that's, let's see if there's any other charts I want to talk about. I posted this on the 8th. The head and shoulder pattern is dead, but let's just play this forward. So this is a pitchfork, and Bitcoin was following along, and now it's kind of not following that trend anymore. It's come down to, another level on the pitchfork. So this was valid since early April, a couple weeks, not that long. This is a 4-hour chart, by the way. But now it's definitely started to trend down. Now we have to see if it's going to trend on this line, still going up, if it's going to break this line, go down, if it's just going to come out of the pitchfork altogether. This line down here is part of a larger pattern, so it could come down. Again, that's like 1,000. It's pretty far away. Or it can just bounce right off all of this. So that's something to take a look at for Bitcoin. Okay, let's take a look at Monero. So I want to show things about Monero. So Monero, it's had a TK cross. Now with Bitcoin going down, not dramatically, but having a move out of the very tight range it was in, that's going to send all the altcoins. It's going to send a lot of money into altcoins, and they're going to move pretty dramatically. And they have. Monero has a hard fork tonight. I believe it happens tonight. They plan it out. It's every 6 months or 3 months, I believe. It's how they add new features. It's organized. It's planned. It's announced. There's not a contentious hard fork like there is in Bitcoin and all these other things. It's actually part of the design of Monero. It's one of the reasons I like Monero. And I don't know how it's going to affect price. Most of their hard forks have gone off with no problem, but they are implementing something new. So it may be tested tomorrow. This may be your last chance to get Monero at this price. Whether good or bad, I can't tell you. But with that fundamental piece out of the way, technically what we're looking at is Monero's had a TK cross here in the cloud right there, right here, about 17.5 on April 10th. So a TK cross right there is bullish. It caught up into the cloud, and now it's halfway through. Predictably, you would expect this to complete and come to the top of the cloud, which is 0.0194. That's what I would predict short term from Monero. Anything can happen because it's cryptocurrency. But that's what the current read is on Monero. If you hold some, if you want to add some, if you want to play a short term trade. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So this chart is it's a point and figure chart. I don't talk about point and figure in my videos very often, but I do use it. You can Google for more about it. It's really easy and simple to learn. So I'm not going to talk about the basics or how to read it. I'll just go over a few quick things. The first thing just to notice is that this time frame, this bar right here, this is 10 bars worth of data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it covers 96 days. So I'm looking at 3 months worth of data in 10 bars. That's how point and figure works. It ignores time frames and only works off price direction. So that makes it really handy for spotting trends, for getting on top of a trend, for noticing when a trend reverses, because it just ignores time. It doesn't care anything about time. It's only price. So that's a really good thing about that. Let me change the time frame here. This was buggy earlier. Let's see if it works. Okay, it worked. So 2 X's right here, and then a drawdown and then another X. If it can jump up into this X, that would be bullish from a point and figure perspective. So just something to keep an eye on for Ethereum. Let's switch over. Okay, something a little more. This is a bar chart for Ethereum. And okay, I thought I had something drawn on here, but evidently I don't. So, okay, good. Ethereum, much like Monero, is in the same situation. It's midway through the cloud. It's had a recent TK cross as of today. It has strong upward momentum. It's taken a bit of a breather, but predictably, you would think that it would come up to the top of the cloud, 0.045. So, again, a lot of this is going to depend on Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now on Bitstamps at 1168. If it were to fall any further, I'd expect Ethereum and Monero to hit the top of the cloud and possibly more pretty quickly. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. It's your canary in the coal mine. If it starts to drop again, start to look at your altcoins. You could even place some speculative bids. So, you could put a sell limit order up here at 0.055 tonight, go to sleep, and then potentially in the morning you might wake up having made a profit. So that's all I've got to say about those. Leave a comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'll post another video soon with some updates. Thanks, guys.